party on the golf course.
You guys know how much I really, really love golf.
All right, Salim, we got 2 putts to break 80 here. Get it there, right? You wouldn't want it any other way, brother. These are the ones we practice. Go. Yeah! Oh, let's go. Let's go, 80 stroke. Yeah, even though it's from the Reds.
Oh. Just like a boy's scrap.
Full Send Golf. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Andre of the Savages.
Let's think about this. I'm glad you brought this up because even in the first film, what are they doing? Apollo is trying to find somebody to help me get this show off. We're not planning on this dude winning. That's not even in the thing at all. Every now and again, I feel like somebody says, F the program.
Black and White Sports. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.7 The Ticket. His Store and More, the Man Superstore Studios. This is 100.7 WQQO HD2 Sylvania, Toledo, a Cumulus media station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. As part of the next labor deal with players, Major League Baseball wants a maximum contract length of 5 years for free agents who are switching teams, while an organization could sign its own player for up to 6 years, calling it a cornerstone provision. MLB also wants to raise the minimum salary from $780,000 to $1 million in 2027 for players with at least 2 years of service time. Anthony Edwards is going to have a ball on the court thanks to his new co-star. Timberwolves are getting the co-star for Edwards they have been trying to land for years, acquiring guard LaMelo Ball and Josh Green from Charlotte for center Naz Reid and a series of picks. Reports ESPN's Shams Charania.
I know internally in Minnesota, they really feel like LaMelo Ball is going to come in and take advantage of having Jaden McDaniels on the wing, right, and Rudy Gobert at center. They love, you said his name, Joan Behringer. They love this kid. Yep. He's going to get a larger role next season.
WNBA suspended Phoenix's Alyssa Thomas won game for making contact with her fist to the throat of Indiana's Caitlin Clark in last night's game. Thomas will serve the suspension on Saturday.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Friday, the Wolves have gone all in to keep Anthony Edwards happy, but I'll tell you why the LaMelo Ball trade will backfire. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Andre of the Savages here for Mama Mary's Pizza. Mama Mary's Pizza wants to celebrate America's 250th anniversary. Founded in 1776, the United States is 250 years old. And Mama Mary's Pizza wants to celebrate with a 17.76% discount on the whole menu. 17.76% off your order. Sometimes you're just too tired to make that dinner, so Mama Mary's makes it easy on you and your wallet. Something for mom, dad, and the youngster. Pizza, salad, sub, pastas, and more. Mama Mary's Pizza in Holland on Airport and Holloway.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available.
Call now. Toll free. 800-558-5635.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging.
Viagra, $2 a pill. $99 minimum order. Call 800-925-5313.
Upgrading to a smart home? Only Vivint offers a fully integrated smart home system. Every device works together seamlessly. Call Vivint now and get free professional installation, $200 off your initial order, and 0% APR financing for up to 60 months. Plus, you can get 24/7 professional monitoring for as little as $1 a day. Upgrade your home to a Vivint smart home. For your free quote, call
800-853-6497.
There is no gray.
To Albert Earl here and see if he can help us because we're missing the fourth team to take on the 89 Mac men in the nightcap. And here's the setup. 6 o'clock window, 83 Knights. Okay? Scott Bittinger and the crew. Killed you with that. You didn't know. You weren't ready. You didn't want that like that. Yeah, absolutely. And the 90 Scoot Williams. This one we got going on at 6. So there's no dilly-dally, and we said with the parking, Well,
thought about a few teams, but I think the greatest matchup for that Macumber 1989 team will be a Final Four team from the 80s. The 1984 Scott Bulldogs with Chris Polinitz, Willie Shelton, and Melvin Newbern. Let's get it on.
Black and White Sports, weekdays from 4 to 6 on 100.7 The Ticket.
Black and White Sports is now.
Trust and believe. It's something totally different. And stop with the Eminem, because Eminem's not one of the best either. And y'all can stop that.
Dre says he's the best on the mic. That's
Dr. Dre is a Fed, and so is Snoop. We covered this. Everybody fool with Dre and Snoop is dead or was locked up. I don't care what Dr. Dre said.
I'm just reporting.
Dr. Dre was wearing women's shoes before it was fashionable to do it as a guy.
Toledo's sports leader, ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
I know you're kind of busy just now, but I want to tell you some things I never told you. I know sometimes I act stupid and I say stupid things, but you kept me around, and other people would have said, drop that bum. You give me respect. You know, it's hard for me to say these kind of things because that ain't my way. But if I could just unzip myself and step out and be someone else, I want to be you. You're real hot.
If the papers knew we were talking like this, they'd think we was crazy. Why you?
Because I'm the best and you need somebody to teach you different. You may not understand what I'm talking about now. I can appreciate that, but you will when it's over. Believe me. You will when it's over. You think I don't have any more?
You got nothing more to prove, do you?
Look, man, this is the opportunity of a lifetime.
I got a lot of more. Come on. Here we go again.
And we wish to show the American press a small portion of the advances.
What does all this do to enhance performance?
It makes a man a better man. A great athlete, a super athlete. Though most of the world is ignorant. It's showtime! It's showtime! Come on. You wish to educate your country.
In great spirits tonight. He's really putting on a show for this capacity crowd.
Shall we have a demonstration?
Please do.
As you can see, the result's quite obvious. Whatever he hits, he destroys.
Now you're gonna have to go through.
Yep, yesterday I liked it, Josh. It was cold in the spot. So to win, I thought to myself, think again. Yeah, bring it back. We on deck. We out here. We need respect, but we might advise protect your neck. Yeah, come on. Mic check. We in business. Yep. We at the finish. Nah. It's the start. Yeah, you know, that part. Whoa. It's a good day. You know, we got lots to say. What's that dude name? It's Andre. Hey, get the parlay. Hey. Dog, listen. We in here cooking, man. We almost at the end of the week. It's Thursday. I say think again on it because it's quite a few items today. Whoa. NBA. What does it mean? LaMelo, get the green. Nah, the new scene. Yeah, it's not pristine. You know what I mean? No, let me chill out. What's up, everybody? Andre of the Savages here. It's Black and White Sports. I like this. When I get in and we get the material just falls in our lap. Hold on, let me say what's up to the man. What's up? Josh Burnham, before I get carried away. What's up, man?
What is up?
Thank you very much. Since we did, I'm going to celebrate you making the beat. Yes. I know you didn't think you could do it. I told you, Josh, it would come together. You thought I was crazy. You know, I feel like it was a unison effort, but I want you to take the credit. This is the start of your new career.
Yeah, Andy, and who'd have thunk that the only thing before that I made that's considered a beat was beat pegs.
Right, no doubt. That's Josh Burnham, people. We're in here. We do it every day, 4 to 6 p.m. So thank you for being in on it. We hear they're doing it nationwide. We know it's global. So listen, what's up to the people? General Counsel, these boys lined up on Facebook. I see you. Thumbs up everywhere. Finney, Johnson, yep. Hightower, correct. We know Jones will be through here any second. So shout out to that. Shout out to them boys. Some of our ladies, too, that come through. Also,
We are live in the app, so download it today. We figured out too, if you throw Savvy TV in the search, boom. Because we listen, people, we had an earlier version of the app that we're having a dispute on getting these guys to delete that data. So that's causing a confusion. And we ran into some issues, but we're almost there. Don't you worry about it. You're only getting this because you listen to this. So you're getting like something of a preliminary. So with that, those of you locked in already on the app, Savvy Television Network, that's what's going on. But that's the way to get dialed in on the correct download. So there that is. And of course, YouTube, always there lagging for the security, right? On the backup, Savvy Television Official. So, okay, as I mentioned, listen, day 2 of the draft wrapped up. So we got that closed off, got the new talent on the way in. So perhaps we'll have some of that, but I think it really took over headline shift. LaMelo and Ant-Man?
That's quite a pair.
I mean, listen. Whoa. I mean, it's a lot to make of it. So I'm going to talk to Monty Features today. I'm trying to get Grant Max back in here. I don't feel like we got enough time with the young dog. I loved what he did yesterday. I hope you guys did too. Let me know about it. 877-909-1007 so I can let him see the info. You guys want my man Max Dollars back in here, former Scott Bulldog, city champion, and so on. But I want to talk to him too. We didn't get a chance to get some of the story on Grant a little bit. So hopefully we'll be able to do that today, man. Get him back in here to, again, indulge us on the younger perspective. So, we'll have, all of that. And of course, Sandman later, Josh, so on and so forth. It's a Thursday. We just glide, man. Like Wednesday, Thursday,
it's the grind.
Call it what you must. There it is. Jones, we see you, man. We knew it was in effect. Oh, man, it's a possibility. Listen, too. Also online, I could have my people in the A. We hope so. The family could be checking in today. 1007theticket.com. That's how they do that on the auditory. So you click the listen live tab. So that's how we know what's happening state to state anyway. So we appreciate it all nonetheless. A couple of things to mention today, Josh, before we get rolling. I don't know if I don't really want to say this too much. I should have saved it for Impress. I actually remember being at something, man. I got to ask Monty, what was that going on that year? But Josh, I have a sad anniversary to sort of kick it off today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you already know. June 25, everyone, 2009.
That day.
This is the Andre of the Savage's opinion. The assassination of the one and ever Michael J. Jackson.
I think people are just throwing the word
And that's Joe Jackson, by the way.
I mean, I think people just throw assassination around like it's a throwaway word. I mean, I think assassination should be reserved for like politicians.
That's me, Josh. That's me. I'm on my own thing, myself. Well, rest his soul, Dick Gregory. I got some other people. You know what I'm saying? I think Dr. Umar's with me. You don't know who that is, Josh. I understand.
Yeah, isn't he supposed to open his quote center in Delaware right now?
Wait. Oh, wait. Say that again. Say it again. Wait.
I think he says he's soliciting donations to build a center or whatever it is in Delaware.
Dr. Umar.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear what Josh said? Josh said that. But again, we don't want to lighten it. I had to salute. My God, I'm a little despondent about everything that's going on here. The whole thing with the film, all of this stuff is it's a mixed bag for me. But today, anniversary, everybody. MJ's passing. Oh boy. And also to another downer, Josh. Let me share another. I don't know if this could be an equally somber mention.
It's going to be one of those days.
I don't know. I spoke with the Offspring earlier, Josh, right? And, the conversation, don't necessarily want to disclose those details to a far extent, but part of the conversation, she was paying homage to Eminem. I never knew. She thought, it was a flabbergasting. She said, like, And she said, and she's speaking like people hating on Eminem and the whole thing because he's white, dad, and all this. No, it's not about even hating. And I never say that the dude isn't good. See, this is where they get me mixed up. I had to share the LeBron James angle with her because I was like, this is what people do to me too. They come up, oh, you don't like LeBron. Listen, man, I don't know LeBron to like or dislike him, but I don't like the shenanigans that we discuss here and the items that are on display.
Each history's greatest monster.
But, I never say Eminem can't rap. This is what I don't say. But what I also never will join in on is some sort of notion that this is the best example of the craft. You all must begin to stop at some point these notions of grandeur. Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.
All right. So listen, like I said, man, I'm gonna get impressing here. We do a few things. Like I said, the LaMelo thing is heavy. Josh Green goes Nas Reed in the movement. Part of the setup you see with the Julius Randle was obviously, there's some more workings. You got to believe there's more workings with the Timberwolves here. This is it's not the end of the workings. And also too, my bad. One of my bads last night was the fever. I gotta imagine. I probably said, especially because it was Phoenix. So I'm thinking, okay, I knew something was funky monkey though with the number, and it should have been something more extended, and it wasn't. And so we see the result. Not great if you like the fever, but what's heavier though, I think we got a situation going on, and Stephanie White gave me cause for pause because I feel like we might have to have a mention. But before I could get here and talk to you all, we got the doggone fallout. So now the case is clean and it's closed. Yes, it's Sav BI Day too. So, we're doing that. Let's roll, man, because listen, all guests and calls brought to you by, let's get impressed right in here early. Messing around. As I mentioned, the low post threat, typically around this time on these days, okay? Very good to the community with regard to time, effort, things like this. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you might as well find ways to serve others while you do it. That's part of the frame too, people. And he hangs out with us. I can't believe he hung this long. I thought we'd have been dipped out on me and said, bro, I'm getting out of here. I'm not going to be on this nonsense with you. So I'm just, every time I look up, man, impressed right on the scene. But who else would it be, man? My dog, I can count on him every time, man. Monty Features, what's up, man? Oh, did we? Dang, Josh, there you go. Okay, there you go. My bad, Monty. I don't know what's going on today. Yeah, Josh, you got it. All right, Josh, let me fall back. You got it. Take it, bro. What's up, man? My bad. Sorry.
What's going on, bro? How y'all doing?
Look, it's back hot as hell again, though.
Yeah.
So, so I'm coming in again. Every time this happens, I get caught up with these cotton pants on, but that's a different situation. But look, what were we doing, man, when it was the MJ? What was they having when he passed away? What was the thing? It was like immediately, like they had something here because people went crazy and there were a bunch of T-shirts and they went, they went bonkers back then, when we had the tragic circumstances, etc. But today, anniversary day.
I don't remember what it was though, but I
feel like it was something we were somewhere, a bunch of people. Oh, the Mommy Bay.
Bash at the Bay.
It was something. Yeah, there you something. I remember it being a whole bunch of people, man. It was real Michael Jackson crazy at that time. But like I said, it popped in my head because of that. I'm like, why is my money on the Michael Jackson thing and blah blah blah. So bam, there you go. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Bash at the Bay. Yeah.
And then also, did you hear what I said about my daughter, man? I talked to the office, and she's talking about Eminem. What is she talking about? She's like, that is like people hating. Nobody hating on Eminem. It's not. It's not that. It's just no, man. I'm sorry. That was a painful.
What I realize is people don't respect the history of everybody's in a right now era of of
Hey.
music. So to anybody that would say he's the greatest, I wouldn't expect you to be no older than like 20 to 30. You know what I mean?
We
Yeah.
might allow you because you can't help that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But if you out here, some cat that's oh my gosh. It's kind of like I said, you said exactly what I told her. I just said it not necessarily to her, but just the frustration of today's operation where people have this tendency to almost try to discredit the predecessor and things like this when it used to be a situation where you were so eager when you got your time in the sun to say, hey, I definitely got some game from over here, from over there, you know, so on and so forth. And I just have a respect for whatever you're doing. Like whatever your craft is, you could have been a big dog welder. I didn't say you had to play for the Patriots, but if you did either or, you know, respect Mr. Sherman from Macomber. If you're going to be a welder, act like you knew who taught you how to run a bead. So with that, you know what I'm saying? Anything we're doing, you know, we come on here, we still try to do it. I don't want to go too crazy on this show, but there'll be more of it because I see we got a lot of feedback, man. Shout out to Albert Earl again, man, all those boys. I talked to Derek Gant recently about this too. We working on a thing, right? With the whole, we had the Final Four. So it was, you know, that was flavor. But with that said, still paying respect, you know, to my older brothers. We had Hop on yesterday. You see what I'm saying? Like, we can't get to acting like these people didn't do what they did.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And just because at whatever time, and then it doesn't like, you know, then they get into the thing where when the people played and all this other thing, and then it would have been this or that. Man, everybody played against the people that was on the other side with the other color on.
Right.
And what you was doing.
And had they not done what they done, you wouldn't be able to do what you do.
This is what I can't get from everybody who does anything. Like anybody who came before you on something, man, it's very strange how we pick and choose whether or not, you know, a person is popular to a large extent. We're always talking about a popularity thing. But then we'll holler at you about what's time to be a professional and you know, all these different characteristics that we respect, but they don't show up. They show up very selectively.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's you know, it's weird. It's a weird way, but that was just like I said, it's one of them deals. Matter of fact, let's run it then because we get the young dog in here. It's a perfect time to add him to the scene. Josh, it's all guests and calls brought to you by Bellamere Suites wake up call line. My man is back. Hey, watch out too, Grant. I don't know if it's something in your backdrop. Be careful, man. You might want to kill or mute something that could be on or opened up, brother, because it seems like it might be an echo there. But we got him back in here, people. I'm excited about this, man. My man Max Dollars back in here. We got to get a little bit more conversation. We said it, Grant. I didn't know how early you would pop up, so I'm glad you did, and it's the perfect time to get you in here, man. So welcome back, sir.
Appreciate it. I appreciate y'all having me.
Oh, no doubt. No, man. It's definitely our honor, man. And like I said, I hope you like kicking it with us, man, because you did a hell of a job yesterday. And I definitely want to continue conversation with you. So we got my man Grant Maxey is back in here, everybody. All right. Matter of fact, too, Grant, let me do this and let me set the tone because yesterday we kind of ran in, flash in the pan, and then we had a few of our technicals, I think, yesterday as well. So let's do this. Let's reset the table for the people who might not recall or didn't get a chance to catch you, man, when you was doing your thing live on stage here in the City League and burning things up, and also kind of what happened after the high school situation, man, because I know you had a few more noteworthy experiences as a ball player, athlete, and everything else as a student. And, you know, just kind of bring us up to speed at where we are right now. Grant Maxey, everybody joining the program.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me again. Just a brief catch up from then until now. Like you said, in 06, you know, was at Scott Bulldog, won city championship, second best record in the city. Shout out to my fellow Bulldogs. We about to have a 20-year anniversary here soon, so I'm gonna see them soon. So shout out to my boys. But yeah, we had a great run. Had aspirations to make it to the States, but it didn't happen, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Things happen. But then luckily I was able to get a scholarship to Jackson State after that.
Yes, sir.
Was there for about 4 years. I was there for 5 years, got hurt 1 year, but I had a decent collegiate year, career, I think I did well. I feel like I could have did better. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people feel like you left a lot on the table sometimes. So I still feel
We all
that
do.
way.
Right.
But hopefully, what I'm saying, like I get elected to the Hall of Fame soon enough. I had to audit the school, man, because the numbers was funny, man. I had to do the audit, man. ChatGPT told me I'm like the top 3 scorer all time, you know what I'm saying, at Jackson State. So I was like, that's cool. That's gonna, put me in the Hall of Fame sooner enough, you know what I'm saying? So
Yes, sir.
that was cool. Then after that, after school, went overseas for a little bit. Had a couple injuries that slowed me down. I had a couple looks, but the injury kind of, threw me off. And after that, just had to jump into the real world, man. Start working and trying to get to this money, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes, sir.
trying to figure out my second passion.
No question, man. Grab Max, no doubt, man. Ain't nothing
Yes,
wrong
sir.
with it. We all know it. That's the route.
Yeah.
That's more the real life one, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. Needed the
Yeah.
kids to get that, Grant, so we can
Yeah.
get and stop the disillusionment. But again, put the work in, and you just never know.
You never
Everybody.
know.
Yeah, absolutely, man. No, I appreciate that, young brother. No question, man. Bulldogs in the building. Stand up. You already represent. So listen, okay, gentlemen, let's begin. Obviously, today's headline grabber overnight. Everybody buzzing. Of course, a little bit of a thievery on day 2 of the draft. But let me begin, Monty, with you, brother, on the LaMelo. We're going here to join Ant-Man. I tell you guys, I know the dealing is not really done here in Minnesota. I think, there could be a number of things that probably could happen. But as they are now, this certainly is a very exciting prospect, moving forward, and should create a lot of electricity here in the Twin Cities.
He's definitely a interesting addition to their ball club, man. It's always hard for me to gauge his game because when you look at it, it's not really flashy, but it's effective, and so it'll be interesting to see the chemistry with him and Ant-Man, how they can make that work, and then what bigs they add around him.
Grant, talk to me about the energy of 2 guys like this and the respect that what I'm knowing these guys have. I'm pretty sure they have a relationship. There's already been word of conversations with these guys and sort of what that can be like. Hey, you're a guy that went and again was able to run with your homeboys and things like that, or people that you at least have respect for their game. And certainly you start to build blocks mentally on how can we put this thing together and certainly be a problem. Talk to us about that, man, especially because these are the faces of the next wave of NBA. And I know there's certainly a different tenor, man, with these young dogs.
No, I think the LaMelo trade is interesting, like everybody said. I think it makes it easier for Ant, though, because you have to understand when you mentally have somebody on your level, you feel the game becomes easier. We saw that with OKC, not OKC, but with Warriors when Durant went there. When you have people on your level and you feel comfortable and confident in what they can bring, it makes your game that much easier. So I just think that it's going to be an exciting year for the Timberwolves this year because both of them can go for 30 or 40 at any given night. And honestly, I think LaMelo is going to be a great piece for Ant because LaMelo can get buckets easy and he's unselfish.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's going to be a very interesting year. They just got to get some size down there.
And and let me talk to you about this prospect, Monty and Grant. Now think about Ant in the sense that what we've seen thus far and the ability he's shown to still be a dominant force by being a lot of times, if off the ball or being a catch guy, having to turn, face, figure, and do a few other things, computing before we get the action. A lot of times, can you guys imagine or envision what I see as a lot of potential with respect to being able to finish downhill? And again, when defenses are trying to adjust to these shifts and rotating where the ball has to be respected with either one of these guys with it in their hand, can you imagine being able to receive a lot of complimentary work for Ant-Man, though, which we just wouldn't have seen without a guy like this? Go ahead, Monty. You can. I'll start with you.
Yeah, and what adding him is going to speed their offense up a whole lot, like you said, because there's not a bunch of he'll be able to open up the floor, get up and down the floor quickly, and he sees the game a lot faster than most people. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see what bigs they put with them to make them dangerous. You got to get somebody who can get up and down the floor and be able to defend, and they're going to be great.
Go ahead, Grant. Take us in the break, brother.
Yeah, no, I'm a piggyback. I think the fast pace of the game is going to be very exciting for the Warriors. I mean, you can't trust Julius Randle. You couldn't trust him. You know what I'm saying? You can trust LaMelo. Right. You know, regardless. Well, LaMelo was on a horrible team, still giving you 30. You know what I'm saying? The difference is that LaMelo is not going to be the man. He's been used to being the man for the last 6 years, but also the great thing is that he always had his brothers that was better than him. So he's used to not being the man to a person who deserving of the title. You know what I'm saying? If you're not better than him, he's going to take it. But if he feels like, okay, you can, handle the rim, he's going to give it to you because he's not a selfish player.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting time, man. Minnesota Timberwolves have shaken up the NBA world, everybody. We're going to try to shake up this Thursday, all right? So we think it again. Grant Max in here. Monty Features is here. Sit tight, everybody. We'll come back. Ring the bell. Black and White.
Join Andre of the Savages weekdays 4 to 6 on Black and White Sports. ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, well, your favorite attorney has a message for you. Collision, calamity, catastrophe. If you want money, you need an attorney. You need a bulldog. That's why you got to call the number on your screen now. They'll help you connect to a legal expert. You have questions, they have answers. These bulldogs will make sure people pay. And if you don't get paid, the attorneys don't get paid. Pick up that phone and call now to see what your case could be worth.
800-370-5435.
ESPN 100.7 right now, traffic.
A report of debris in the left lane, 75 southbound at Jeep Parkway. Please be careful when you commute through that area. Disabled vehicle on the right shoulder, 75 northbound between Buck and Wales, and an accident on the turnpike westbound just after 280 and South Avenue. Closed between Spencer and Hyatt with an incident. That's your Cumulus Toledo right now traffic.
Andre of the Savages here for Mama Mary's Pizza. Mama Mary's Pizza wants to celebrate America's 250th anniversary. Founded in 1776, the United States is 250 years old. And Mama Mary's Pizza wants to celebrate with a 17.76% discount on the whole menu. 17.76% off your order. Sometimes you're just too tired to make that dinner, so Mama Mary's makes it easy on you and your wallet. Something for mom, dad, and the youngsters. Pizza, salad, sub, pastas, and more. Mama Mary's Pizza in Holland on Airport and Holloway.
custom filters fast, right in-house. Refresh your air this spring. Visit firstfilterllc.com. Clean air starts with First Filter.
In life, there are always going to be bumps and cracks in the road, and sometimes you need help to smooth out those bumps and cracks. Well, if those bumps and cracks are on your driveway or your business's parking lot, then your solution is to call the paving pros at the Genite Company. The locally family-owned Genite Company has been the area's leader in professionally paving driveways and parking lots for over 80 years. Call the Genite Company at 419-531-1791 and, like your neighbors, get those driveway and parking lot bumps and cracks taken care of by the paving pros at the Genite Company.
Black and White Sports.
I see you niggas green, night goggles. I'm an activist, I belong in a Sprite bottle. I write novels, the Last Testament. Thou said the prince, you won't find these verses in Christ's Bible. My pistol ain't got nobody like the white model. I don't listen to rap niggas cause I like gospel. I grew up with some night riders, David Hasselhoff, who won't stop rapping white. Asher Roth, involved with arbitrage at the travel lodge. Niggas try to sabotage the catalog. Your sheep ain't heard, my wolves are not the catalog. Me, your whole neighborhood wet. It's raining cats and dogs. The rest of the survivors to the Kaiser. On tour with nothing but riders on my rider. Whoever knew that I was the driver of that Sonata, that I would have so much truth inside my saliva. Niggas throwing shade in my face just like this visor. So I got some partners to kill us, so I advise you not to with young Elijah. Cause my guys will throw the body in the trunk and lake them like Asalama. We the saviors of our genre. To bring the youth to the truth is our honor. From youngsters out in Ghana, reliving Hotel Rwanda. I can't sleep cause there's kids with nowhere to slumber. We should give Nobel to mamas and women who held us under. I know my mama worried from my past I like crime. I still use a notepad when I'm writing my rhymes. Cause literally, I put my life on the line. I'm out this.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
As we continue, we have crossed the bottom of the hour in the first portion of the program. Welcome back in here. It's a Thursday, so think again. That's what I'm saying. It's Black and White Sports. You don't know. You have to think again. Welcome in here, people. Lucas County, so on and so forth. My good friends in Southeast Michigan, thank you. Bowling Green, Findlay, Defiance. Yeah, and the people outside of the state, too. That's the crazy part. It's happening. So get the app, download that. Also, you can catch the live stream, a couple of locations. We'll go over that again, though. But welcome back in here. I'm Andre of the Savages. My good friends are here. Brad Maxey is here, man, in his second stint, back-to-back. I like it. He was impressive yesterday, people. He was impressive. He had to get back in here, man. Got to talk to his agent. I told him. Plus, he already shifted gears. He's on a pivot. He's on an entertainment pivot, I think. So, I caught him in it. Perfect timing, right? And then, of course, you heard impress. He's here and being impressive. So you already know how we do it on each day. Sandman later on the back nine. So, we'll talk to him, of course. We like that. All right, Josh Burnham, still doing it. Thank you very much, sir. I like that too, Josh. Good work too with the edit. I know you don't like the vulgarities all the time, but it's the stuff we got to do it. Josh, it's very important that we saturate the community with the appropriate hip hop stylings.
Hey man, Sci-Hi is a beast, man.
See, I know you would know. See, Impress, he like to let it be known he's on his game. That's what he got to do. He's posing though. Impress posing.
Well, when you talk about vulgarities, I'm not really opposed to it. I mean, it's appropriate when it's in the right situation, the right doses.
Of course.
But if you go overboard, then you become a character yourself, and whatever point you're trying to get across gets lost.
It gets lost. No question, Josh. Absolutely. Josh say, listen, sometimes it's appropriate to curse.
It helps classic.
Yeah.
And sometimes at this job, I have more than few reasons to curse.
We know it, brother. Oh, no doubt. All right, people, listen. So we got the fellas in here, man. We're going to try to make good with this time we have here in the first hour. Let me get back to this. Real quick missed shot, Josh, and let me talk to these guys about this, see what they say. Plus, I always, it's hard to find an excuse to start conversations about these boys. But, yesterday, I didn't get around to it. Missed shot.
This is deadly. Misses everything.
Yep. Austin Reeves. My bad, brother. I did not get a chance to sort of gloat about the 4 years, $185 million, and the fact that the comedy, everybody, which you guys have been hearing on these shows, is his ticket doesn't hurt the cap for the team.
Like the Lakers aren't suffering because of what probably appears like a big number to you all. So that's not the thing. The twist is that if they try to pay LeBron excessively, if for some reason somebody decided they want to try to bring him back in here, that then becomes counterproductive to the overall business efforts and bottom lines of the organization. Mr. Maxey, because I know you are a big LeBron James guy, but we excuse you because you're in an age bracket that gives you a certain validation for feeling the way you do. But
Thank
talk
you.
to us about this, sir, and this deal. Do you like the Austin Reeves? Some people probably don't love it.
I mean, what else could you get from him? You know, Austin Reeves is probably the best option out there that is already on the team, knows the scheme of everything. Don't need to pay him that much, but for him it's a lot because he's the first one to get it. That's undrafted, free agent. So it's a milestone for him mentally, but for the Lakers it's okay. And then for LeBron, LeBron is LeBron. It comes with stipulations, man. There's underlying in the contract. So, of course there's going to be some issues, you know what I'm saying? But he has gone on record say he'll take less. You just got to make it worth his while. Bring somebody right.
No, I think that payday means Bron is out. Well, I thought that anyway, though. I think after the Jeannie Buss article, it was pretty much right on the wall. It'll be interesting to see what they try to get for him. But when you pay Austin Reeves, because you already have Luka under contract, you pay Austin that type of money. I think it's, like I said, it's inevitable that Bron. And I'll say this: Austin earned it. He played his lights out when they needed him to play his lights out. So he definitely earned it. So.
All right, fellas, listen. First of all, Grant, you should know, and you already know kind of where I'm at. And again, I don't like getting on we're trying to diss this man train, but at some point we got to start thinking about the fiscal concerns of everything and really what's getting ready to happen. Now, I don't know how many people believe LeBron is getting ready to win something or do this or that any more than any of these other guys that are still playing. If he's still playing, I would be okay and resigned to understanding that, yep, that's the goal every time out. Now, are they going to be able to do this under the construct of the Lakers? Because I think we all have agreed that there is going to have to be some sort of recalibration to that roster again for now the third year. It's just that this go around, LeBron doesn't have to be considered primarily. And to kind of what Monty is saying there, it's an indicator. We already understood the narrative of Luka Doncic and everything that went with that. But in order to be able to actually put a viable product out there that is actually capable of competing with all of the problems in the West, it almost seems like the best move for even LeBron, though. It's a thing to me where I don't even begrudge him playing or any of that. I just wish he would go ahead and do the Cleveland thing if that's on the table, because we all say this and we don't know if Mr. Gilbert has signed on to that idea or not. But with that said, I don't know that it would be wise for him to be looking for some other pastures, a new identity, some of this Golden State talk or anything else. Now, other than that, I just don't know what you're trying to accomplish if you're LeBron James. I think you have a competitive situation. If you did the Cleveland thing, they probably still would need some other maneuver because you're going to lose one of them young boys in the front line if you do any kind of deal to Cleveland for any reason whatsoever, let alone bringing a LeBron James in. But at the end of the day, I just, again, I don't think they can dance that dance and even continue to have that discussion. But I don't know. I don't know, Grant. Like I said, I don't think he really wants to leave the Lakers. I still don't think it's really about the basketball entirely. But hey, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they're paying this guy. And I don't think you're going to hear about a deal or an offer. Certainly not a substantial one. But all right. Real quick, let's transition real quick to the ladies. Staying in the NBA. Okay, fellas. Here's where I think we might be having an issue now. Now, I was all on board with the people at first as far as we're going over the top. I felt that there was a certain level of envy there. There was a jealousy component. and so on and so forth at the beginning of this thing. But after last night and seeing some of the pattern and some of the path that has been traveled since, and I have a real stark comparison that other people have made before, but I think it should come back to the foreground. Listen to these comments last night from Coach Stephanie White, Indiana Fever. Obviously, you guys have probably perhaps seen some of the highlights from last night and some of the issues that have been going on and historically been taking place where the physicality of the league is concerned, but primarily and specifically where Caitlin Clark is concerned.
I'm not sure if it had any impact on the health or her health or not, but it was egregious. Number one, you got to call it. It's absolutely egregious and utterly disrespectful. And then number two, you're coming in here aware of what happened 2 nights ago, and that still happens. Absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And the reckless closeout that they actually reviewed, and the foot still comes down on top of the defender's foot that wasn't upgraded. Absolutely disrespectful. We have a generational talent and a WNBA superstar who had 2 cheap shots right there that weren't called. And I just say again, absolutely unacceptable.
So today, this will be very fun. As I'm hearing that again, I'm thinking like, wow, this is a perfect time and a perfect moment because I got both of these guys on here. I got what is certainly a more traditionalist mindset where things are concerned culturally, athletically, and specifically where basketball is concerned in Monty Feature. Then I got my young dog here and Max Dollars over here, Grant Maxey, and certainly of a younger elk, but still a mature one and can put a perspective on it and came from a time where guys were still probably competing to some degree. So now, fellas, you all have heard all of this involving Caitlin Clark and the physicality and the fact that a lot of it's directed at her, whether you love her, like the princess pedestal or whatever else we want to tag on all of it. Does she get too much credit or what have you for her place in the history and bringing the game along financially, blah, blah, blah. Monty, I'm coming to you first only because I want you to set a tone because I always think about the Pistons MJ. That's the only place to go here because it was a time where there was a call out. Coaches did it. Collins was doing it. We at some years and points we saw Phil do it with respect to MJ and how he was treated and what was allowed versus what wasn't. Somebody gonna say, oh, different league now and all that. That's why I'll then say Grant will follow up and tell us, Grant, as the game has changed and now we have a different sort of fabric, if you will, and how things run and maybe the mentality because somebody will say, hey, preserve this girl. Don't let people kill the cash cow. So think about those thoughts. Monty, I'll start with you. Well, how are we feeling on this? I think a bad precedent is happening here. And and by the way, I'm sorry, real quick. Last thing, everybody. We had a suspension too. Before I even got in here today, we got the suspension because I'm gonna come to Alyssa Thomas, suspended a game with if you guys didn't get to see, perhaps as Coach said, an egregious act on Clark in a chance moment during the game. Go ahead and press my bad.
So I think a lot of it stems from, again, what we were talking about earlier, the disrespect for the women who came in the league before her. There was a lot of people who put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into the league. And then when she came in, they painted her, and they still paint her as like the savior for the league, which is somewhat true, but there were a lot of people who put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in it. So when you parade somebody like that, of course you're going to have, some ill feelings towards her. But the thing that really stands out to me is that where are her teammates? If we got a person on our team, and I'll just use Jim for an example. If people are unnecessarily doing things to Jim, then they're gonna have to see a Allen Talley. They're gonna have to come see a Jim James. Oh my goodness, right?
James, right?
They're gonna have to come and see me.
Yeah, Myron Bell coming in the game just to put you on the ground since you thought you was cute.
And so the fact that I don't see her teammates stepping up, I feel like there's some locker room things that's going on that that has to be addressed. And I don't know if it's in her personality or in her attitude or if it's in her mindset that, hey, I am the cash cow and I'm taking a separate plane to the game and all of that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, Grant. Jump in there, man. Because like I said, it's a new attitude and things weren't a little different with people's thought processes these days.
Well, I mean, it's basketball. I mean, nothing's changed. People done got punched in the throat before. You got slammed on your back. It's just who they looking at. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel that it's nothing that's different between Steph Curry getting a lot of calls because he's getting pushed on the ground, or SGA getting a lot of calls for flopping, and then her getting calls as well. It's just the attention. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
let's not get it twisted. Diana Taurasi came in and shook the league up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't think. I mean, and I say Diana because she's similar in playing style. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like a shooter, shooting from deep, talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Right.
same type of player. So they've already tried this system before to try to give a savior to a female that was out there like that. It just so happened to click a little bit more with Caitlyn. So I think this is natural basketball. She is just going to have to understand that they going to try to hit her and try to avoid getting hit in the air. You know what I'm saying? Like, just know that it's coming because it's coming. You know, like you can't avoid it.
Or build a relationship with somebody on your team that's going to not allow that.
Well, she had Sophie
imagine.
Cunningham. Sophie Cunningham be sticking up for her.
And Leah Boston, I saw some of that last year too. And again, this is back again where I say I don't like the fever without Natasha. I don't care what anybody says. I don't enjoy watching it anymore. Y'all know I love CC, but I'm loving her less for a few reasons. But like Grant said, and what Monty's getting at, listen, it's getting really ridiculous. You know who you are, so why not stay in the weight room, stay with the toughness, understand that this is going to be part of it, because that was the only option that MJ came with. And I think it should be followed.
Big, yeah.
That blueprint should be followed because you are that woman. But listen, we're gonna come back. Josh is making it. We're gonna jump out, fellas. Hard out. Got the fellas in here, man. It's rolling. Grant Maxey, Monty Features. Last time, first hour, black and white.
The ticks are cold. The delivery is savage. Black and white sports on ESPN 100.7 The Ticket. ESPN 100.7 right now, traffic.
In action on the Turnpike westbound just after 280. Other than that, our earlier incidents have been cleared. If you're seeing anything we're not, let us know. That's your Cumulus Toledo right now traffic.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Oof, shocking time to lose a whole strut. Ugh. Comedy is not your thing, but I do know that Rock Auto has what I need to fix it. With parts shipped right to your door. No kidding.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food.
It's basically your living room away from home. Grab a comfy seat, a beverage, light up, and catch the big game. Around here, relaxation isn't optional, it's expected. Just minutes from Lake Erie, North Coast Cigar is your perfect escape. Ask about joining their new private lounge opening this summer. Member access 24/7, 365. Kitchenette, large flat screen TVs. Also, annual memberships are packed with perks. Then there's Havana Cigar Outlet in Norwalk, the warmest cigar lounge in Northern Ohio. We're talking a huge public lounge, plus a beautiful private lounge with two massive 70-inch TVs, open 24/7, 365, plus annual memberships packed with perks. Try out their Great Lakes cigar made in Nicaragua and only available at Havana Cigar Outlet, North Coast Cigar, and the Cigar Affair in Maumee. Go ahead, light up at your new favorite spot, North Coast Cigar in Port Clinton or Havana Cigar Outlet in Norwalk.
This is Black and White Sports on 100.7 The Ticket.
Absolutely. I say absolutely. Absolutely. Let's get up out of here. First hour. It's halftime. Got to go in and discuss it. I liked it. Felt like we did some good things offensively in the first half. Again, no real defensive flaws or anything like that. We're getting back in here, man. One final time, first hour. Black and White Sports. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. 100.7. That's ESPN here in the Glass City. It's the ticket. All right. No gray areas around here, just like it's not outside, but it's hot as hell again Sunday. And they say it's going to be wild, too, for the weekend when we get to the holiday thing. So, buckle up for that. Everybody, please calm down, man. I get concerned at some of these moments now in this town.
Yeah.
I don't know what you doggone folks are doing. We're supposed to be having a good time. We always complain about we want to have good times, and we've really been having a momentous thing, though, in our community, too, man. I know, Grant, you don't necessarily live in the city like this, but you know the rep for things. And, we at that time of year, man, where it should be great around here, the festivals, the music, the whole thing, the food, all these other things out here, people coming together, man, and congregating. So hopefully, we can pick our momentum back up, you know what I mean? So the holiday season back on, and everybody, hopefully we will enjoy it. But yeah, the weather wild, and it certainly is on today because as I told you, I'm out here with these damn cotton ass pants on. Outside, but I didn't know, I started in the early days, I'm moving around, man. So by the time we get out here, it's crazy. All right, fellas. But listen, we were just, before we hit the break, too, the Caitlin Clark thing was wild. And one thing I just wanted to say again, because Alyssa Thomas was suspended a game, I didn't necessarily read the story or share it, but, you guys might have saw the highlight last night. Now, it was a little bit, it was what it was, Alyssa Thomas, because she did give her a little bit of it's like she pressed down on the throat while Clark was on the ground already. And then there was a fist to it. So, like Grant was saying, there's a tension now. Everything is a replay. People got to be conscious. But at the end of the day, no, Caitlin Clark, everybody's not trying to make sure that you get in and out of games unscathed. That's not what we're interested in. You come out here, it's part of what it is. You're the darling of everything. So wear the bullseye and all that goes with it. And I just think it's a dangerous precedent because now we're suspending people and that sends a real message to everybody. And to be honest, a lot of times something else, it could get worse if it's intent, whatever.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all, like you boys said, man, we out here playing. We can't do anything anymore without everybody. It's an issue. Anything that is relatively conflictory, everybody hates it, man. And everybody's upset. But all right. Anyway, and Austin Reeves, like we said, we had the 4 years with him. Also, too, quick reminder, karaoke tonight at the Polish Ostrich, if I'm not mistaken. So the Thursday night thing, they back on with that. Shouts out to those people because, Josh, you reminded me. They did show us love in the beginning.
Yeah.
They've been rocking with us since we started the thing.
Yeah, it was like 3 years ago when we went to afternoons, and one of our first, I believe, remotes was, out at Polish Ostrich.
Yep, absolutely. We need to get something. Yeah, man. So shout out to those good folks over there. That's what they doing tonight. I might have to go take it over. See, Grant, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever want to be out. You be like, damn, man, you call my phone like, man, what's up with your brothers? Those out here with the karaoke going on. Yeah, they never know. They never know too, because my arsenal is so serious, and I'm thinking now I got a new location. I didn't really know they was rocking like this, so I was just glad to say that. So Polish Ostrich, shout out to that. Also, too, let me say shouts out to my people at Powell's Beauty Supply while I have the opportunity, because I have been slipping. So my bad, Mr. Powell. Small business turned big business. You guys know we love that and appreciate that. Over 35 years of service to this community. So don't forget about them at 901 Nebraska. Also, my good friends back up out on West Sylvania at 6925. No, excuse me, West Central. 6925 West Central. Consignment Home Interiors. Change your decor without spending more. Thank you very much, Tony, Jackie. You guys get out there to the showroom and get at them. And, of course, again, the Bassett Nut Company, everybody, don't forget, it's okay for me to mention now, she's next door to the Verizon store, formerly Rachel Michaels Gourmet Popcorn. Again, Bassett Nut Company, we're just up the block now, still on Monroe Street. If you guys are headed out toward Flower Hospital, it's on the right side of the street, but she's right next door to the Verizon store, the The marquee sign has not been reinstalled yet. So I've been instructed to go ahead and let everybody know Verizon is the marker, all right, or is the anchor for now. Okay, so shouts out to Rachel. Thank you very much for your support. And of course, Anthony Butler, the master barber and stylist. We're getting close to the weekend, right? And you know you got to look impressive and magazine fresh for the holiday thing. So 419-407-0880 is the best way and avenue to make that connection. Mr. Butler will be waiting for you, especially because you listen to and watch this. Hour number one, wrapping up. Impressed, getting ready to slide out the door. We appreciate you, sir. Excellent service as always. Thank you very much for the people and on behalf of the community. And my man, Grab Max, all right, he's in here, Max Dollars. You can catch him to all his socials. And again, I'm gonna see what I can do if I can try to get him in here, man, on an extended reign. So we'll see what we can do, man. Fellas, listen, man, I appreciate you guys today, and a hell of a job in here. Didn't necessarily expect. Grant, if you want to, man, you can hang to the bottom of the hour if you like, man, because it's like I said, it's certainly a pleasure, man, to have you in here. All right, but we'll talk about it. All right, we'll get it straight through the break. 5:05. We'll be back. All right, Impressed.
Have a good one,
brother. Okay. All right, Josh, let's step aside. You guys, please be kind. Resume with us on time at 5:05. Hour number 2. Fastest buck 20 in sports. It's black and white. Sit tight.
His Store and More, the Man Superstore Studios. This is 100.7 WQQO HD2 Sylvania, Toledo, a Cumulus media station.
Maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation. Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now.
800-580-6475.
An accident that wasn't your favorite attorney. You've been in an accident that wasn't your fault. Well, your favorite attorney has a message for you. Collision, calamity, catastrophe. If you want money, you need an attorney. You need a bulldog. That's why you got to call the number on your screen now. They'll help you connect to a legal expert. You have questions, they have answers. These bulldogs will make sure people pay. And if you don't get paid, the attorneys don't get paid. Pick up that phone and call now to see what your case could be worth.
800-370-5435.
Its 250th anniversary. Founded in 1776, the United States is 250 years old. And Mama Mary's Pizza wants to celebrate with a 17.76% discount on the whole menu. 17.76% off your order. Sometimes you're just too tired to make that dinner, so Mama Mary's makes it easy on you and your wallet. Something for mom, dad, and the youngsters. Pizza, salad, sub, pastas, and more. Mama Mary's Pizza in Holland on Airport and Holloway.
America's 250th birthday at Crooked Creek. To celebrate, we're keeping our prices the same as 2025. That's right, you'll pay the same as last year. And if you haven't been out lately, you need to. Crooked Creek continues to be one of the most improved public courses around. The greens are faster, smoother, and rolling better than ever. And it's back. The Beer Tab Open, Saturday, August 15th. A 3-club, 4-person scramble, and we supply the clubs. Persimmon driver, 7-iron, wedge, and putter. Each team gets 24 beers, and every beer you drink is a stroke off your score. $75 per player or $300 per team includes skins and prizes. 21 and over. Call now. 734-854-4909. Father's Day is coming. Give Dad the gift of golf this year. Crooked Creek Golf Course. God bless America.
Glass City, we move it along here. As you join us in our halftime session, we will be back with the second half. Fastest buck 20 in sports. It's called Black and White Sports. Thank you. And it is called a Think Again Thursday. And I need you to think again about the fact that I keep trying to share with you that my good friends at Rocket Internet are trying to bless the situation, attempting to bless the community with a very important offer that it's probably very advantageous that you take advantage of. Especially because all this gas, groceries, utilities, all these things that feel super expensive and excessive, right? You can't deal with the internet tripping and flopping and flaskling out of sync. No. So listen, we need fiber power, internet, superpower to be exact, the speed, the flow, the ability to run multiple devices in the house. You're gaming, you're working, all of these things happening, and you're getting 600 megabits per second for only $9.99 per month, or a gig, people, for $19.99 per month. Let me be very specific. Rocket Internet is offering 600 megabits per second for only $9.99 a month, or 1 gig for only $19.99 per month. You see, the biggest name isn't always the best deal. Both plans include the Wi-Fi equipment, unlimited data, no contract, and a 3-year price guarantee. Visit GetRocketInternet.com or call 567-3-ROCKET to check availability and sign up. Rocket Internet is a prepaid internet service. Professional installation is required and a one-time activation fee applies. Offer subject to change or may be canceled without notice. Visit website or call 567-3-ROCKET for full details.
Black and White Sports.
I want to talk to every single entrepreneur that is watching this program. You are looking at somebody who has cried, who has died, who has lost it all, gotten it back, been compromised in business, bought a business back, restructuring. I'm like a cat, I got 9 lives. So you are looking at somebody who has experience at loss, but you're also looking at somebody who has experience in faith. The difference between a winner and a loser is that a winner never quits. So if you feel like throwing in the towel, rethink it again. Do something different, pivot a little bit, because what it is that you are working on, God put it in your spirit for a reason, and you got to trust your gut even when it feels uncomfortable, even when that thing feels dead. My brother-in-law has been in the hospital since December 28th. When he went into the hospital, he had a stroke, a massive stroke, and he did not open up his eyes for 10 days. And I watched people, they didn't say it, but I could feel the energy of defeat around him because they didn't know if this man was going to open up his eyes. And then eventually he started to open up one eye, and then he opened up the next eye. And then eventually he started twiddling his fingers, and then he eventually started writing. And now he's starting to talk. But I'm telling you that because God will give you your motion back. No matter what it is that you lost, you will get your motion back every single time. Even when people are surrounded around you and they think that you're dead, they think that you can't hear, that they're talking and they're criticizing. God will give you everything that you lost. He will get it back times 10. I'm a living witness, and it compelled me to share that with any entrepreneur going through a hard time, because I get the messages, but just know, do not give up. God will give you everything that you lost, and you'll get it back times 10.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
Second hour, Black and White Sports. Thursday operation. We're going to try to think again around here. Night 2 of the NBA draft went off. Hope you guys caught that. We didn't do a whole lot with it first hour, man. Thank you again. Shout out my man Grant Maxey. And we thought too it'd be better. We didn't want to get him caught up too, because he was kind of in another professional climate as well and was rocking with us. We had a window. We rocked it in that window. We got further than we thought we could. So we're celebrating that. And we certainly, man, will have him back in the future. But I didn't want to take him too far into this second hour. So I want to thank him. Good work. First hour. And of course, Impress. You know how he does it. So yeah, we got busy. All right. The LaMelo thing, Ant-Man, the Minnesota connection has been made. Josh Green involved in this. Nas Reed on his way to Charlotte. So, you know, I'm not necessarily mad at it. I like it. I don't know that everybody loves it. I think people are trying to find ways to nitpick at it. No, you got two electrifying talents here. And the respect level, I think, is on par with we will demand some excellence of our young selves. And I like, these are two of my favorite players. I couldn't be more excited about this. It makes me happy Rudy Gobert is on the damn team, Josh. Like, seriously, as a defender, I mean, we kind of snicker. You probably laugh when I say it, because anytime you say Rudy Gobert, people start snickering. But I'm just saying, no, really, though. And then I'm telling you, and then Timberwolves, something else is going to happen with that roster, too.
I'm thinking like, and this is my very off-base, very inaccurate prediction I'm going to make. LeBron James may be going to Minnesota.
Oh, Josh, now quit acting crazy. I was already felt silly
ya.
when I said what I said the other day when I tried to throw him in the Miami mix, you know, but I feel like that's more realistic, even though the hatred, we'll talk about that and emphasize the Pat Riley angle. But still, man, men are men. And sometimes, man, you know, LeBron is he's a much different guy than he was at that phase of his life. And you never know. That's if I'm LeBron, I might pick that phone up and get on the Giannis move. I mean, if you really want to do something, and it's not going to be an LA scene, because I just don't know what kind of case we're going to make. It's kind of like the schoolboy thing. You know what I'm saying? Why are the Lakers? Why would you don't want to keep LeBron? Let's end the nightmare. Seriously. I mean, he's quality. He can play. It's not a robbery. It's not a robbery. It's okay. It's like Surge. It's like a lemon twist, Josh. You know, Josh, remember when he said you would like an espresso? You know, I make it myself. It's like a lemon twist. You put a little lemon twist. Did you see Beverly Hills Cop? You didn't see Surge, Bronson Pinchot?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Bronson.
Josh, you're tripping out. Every time I think you're with me, you're not there. What do? You didn't see Beverly Hills Cop, the first one?
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but not the whole.
It's Surge. It's Surge. He's over there with the. He's got the lemon twist. It's a lemon twist.
That's right.
It's a lemon twist.
Bits and pieces.
I made it myself. I made it. It's Acmel Foley.
Axel Foley, yeah.
So look, all right, shout out Hightower. I see you too. You're right. Back to Caitlin Clark real quick. So we topped it too, the Caitlin Clark thing. Because coach came on, you heard Stephanie White. Stephanie White, you made me just want to say I didn't like the way the whole thing you did there. I didn't like that. I felt embarrassed for the Fever coach. I did. I wish she hadn't gone down that street. But also, we said, Caitlin Clark, listen, you got to retaliate, whatever it is. It's time to get on that page. And now we've been hearing about the fiery attitude. We know you can get it turned up. We know this about you. So maybe it's time for some of that. I do like what Monty said. Where your teammates at? Leah Boston, some of the other ladies, what's going on? Because Bonner is somebody who has an axe to grind. She wasn't involved in this one. This one's on Alyssa Thomas. But Bonner is also flaky. She's a super duper hate box. And people are trying to jam you up, Caitlin Clark. So it's time to start re-administering some of that. Trust me, you're not going to get in as much trouble as other people will.
Let me at him.
All right, let's go, man. All calls and guests brought to you by. Let's extend this situation here. bring it back on the phone lines again like we did it yesterday, man. We got him back in here. Second day in a row, so we feeling great about that. Boots on the ground in the 216. He's in the traffic jam on his own, so we are in our traffic portion of the program in this second hour of Black and White Sports, and he joins us, Mr. Andy Sanzada. Everybody, Sandman, what's happening, brother?
Good day. Good day.
Yep. Let's see. Where do we get, man? Let me see, Andy. Where do we break in? I mean, we've been talking about it all along, or most of the show today. Obviously, you know, NBA news everywhere and craziness. Of course, you know, there's a little bit of World Cup talk, but we've danced with that all week. We know U.S. is on tonight. See what they'll do competitively, roster-wise, and so forth. But let me come right here to this, because I was just saying it. I'd like to get your thoughts on it because, again, I think there's a dangerous precedent continuing to be set. We all understood that, yes, we're not necessarily going to be condoning cheap shots and cheap play and all this other stuff. But I don't know how much you knew about the, you know, Caitlin Clark last night could certainly be thought of to be a little bit harassed, maybe in her last couple of outings, certainly with this Phoenix group. And again, Coach White, very vocal about it. And then, Andy, we also had, before I could even get into the show today, an Alyssa Thomas from Phoenix suspension as a result of this one game that she will serve on this weekend on Saturday's next outing. So, you know, all in all, Andy, we don't know if this is a good thing. Not that we're selling, let's be able to beat up on Clark. But, Andy, some point we got to get to where, hey, Caitlin, you're going to have to return some of this. And if we rough, then let's be rough. But we're in the professional game. Everybody doesn't love that you're the center of attention. Just bottom line. Whether we got to respect it or not, we might not love it. And when we get our paws on you out here on this court, it's kind of what it is.
Well, here's the thing, Sav. Getting paws on her is one thing, but when you choke her like Alyssa Thomas did, that's a little excessive.
Yeah.
That and Stephanie White has every right to be upset. That should have been called. That's why Alyssa Thomas got suspended. Not only did she choke her, she also tried to knee her in the groin and re-injure her groin as well. They are out. They want to take Caitlin Clark out, like, for good. It's not just about the game last night. They don't want her on the court, period, end of story. And everybody around the league is going to do what they can to make sure that that happens. And until the WNBA realizes that and acts on it, they're going to have the same problem over and over and over again. And Stephanie White is going to keep going to press conferences and complaining about the officiating because something does have to be done. It's gotten to the point where it's really blatantly obvious what is happening. It's also gotten to the point where it's obvious that the WNBA is turning the other cheek when they need to be paying attention to it. You know, for whatever reason, you know, they're just jealous. It's just jealousy. It's petty jealousy.
Right.
It's women being jealous. That's all this is, and that's why nobody's watching the WNBA. I'm sorry, but nobody's watching it. Even though Caitlin Clark's in it, even though Caitlin Clark's playing, it's still not being watched.
Let me ask you this, Andy, talking to Andy Sanzada here, everybody. Now when I turn it to the thought that always pops into my mind, though, Andy, like you said, in this case, yes, we're talking about the ladies, and yep, I do think there's a very high degree of perhaps envy involved in all of this, and so on and so forth. But what about the angle that just says, hey, man, it's the piston play, it's that thing, and it's just because we're not going to allow you to, again, finesse yourself through this league in any way. You do it in every other way commercially, but we're not going to have it collectively on the court. Is there any of that, Andy, where it's just, hey, it's just a little of that? I don't like the choker. You're right. Alyssa Thomas last night, you was kind of cutting up. It was a lot going on. But I'm saying, you know, I'm saying the overall, I'm thinking of that, Andy. I mean, I grew up in the time I go to that.
Well, and you know, I grew up in those eras too, but women's game, a woman's game is different than a man's game, Sam. And it's not meant to be played that physically. It's not what people want to see. They don't want to see women beating up each other on a basketball court. They'll go to the UFC for that. That's what, if they want to watch women fighting or power slap or one of those stupid things. But, you know, but this is supposed to be entertaining basketball for these young girls that do idolize Caitlin Clark and want to play like her, and they see her being treated like that. What message are you sending those young girls? Have you ever stopped to think about that?
Right.
WNBA? Like, that's what they have to get to, Sav. It's not just about protecting Caitlin Clark. It's you have an image as an organization to uphold, and they are not doing that right now. They're letting the league turn into a bunch of thugs. And it's not a good look for this league because this league is not popular enough to be able to withstand that.
Andy Sanzada, ladies and gentlemen, let's break. All right, we're going to come back. Hour number 2, man. It's on fire. What a day. We thought we just coasted. We thought we was just going to the weekend. It was weekend eve. Sad, man, on Blaze, people. Sit tight, man. We're going to come back. It's more work.
When the game ends, the real talk begins. Black and White Sports with Andre of the Savages. ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
Toledo, mark your calendars. Family Day at the Greater Toledo Classic is on Sunday, July 19th at Highland.
America's 250th birthday at Crooked Creek. To celebrate, we're keeping our prices the same as 2025. That's right, you'll pay the same as last year. And if you haven't been out lately, you need to. Crooked Creek continues to be one of the most improved public courses around. The greens are faster, smoother, and rolling better than ever. And it's back. The Beer Tab Open, Saturday, August 15th. A 3-club, 4-person scramble, and we supply the clubs. Persimmon driver, 7-iron, wedge, and putter. Each team gets 24 beers, and every beer you drink is a stroke off your score. $75 per player or $300 per team includes skins and prizes. 21 and over. Call now. 734-854-4909. Father's Day is coming. Give Dad the gift of golf this year. Crooked Creek Golf Course. God bless America.
At Hudson's Automotive, we keep your vehicle running at its best with expert diagnostics. Our certified technicians use the latest equipment to quickly diagnose problems and get you safely back on the road. From worn brake pads and rough rides to poor fuel mileage and engine performance, we do it all.
You don't really know nobody till you see their actions. Like they mouth, they can say anything out their mouth. Like actions show who they is, right? The actions show your character. Character.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
As we rock and roll here in the second half here, second hour, Black and White Sports, coming to the bottom of the hour. Our man Sandman is here, rolling with us on the phone lines. We appreciate that every time, right? Thank you guys for being with us too. I think I said, I know I mentioned this on the last break too, man. My good friends at the Polish Ostrich. So shout out to that. Karaoke popping off tonight. Here's what I'm thinking I'm doing, Josh, because listen, everybody, I let the doggone broadcast go. What I meant to do was cut it on Facebook so the people all have to migrate to the app. I'll even take it for now. I'll deal with the YouTube, but I don't love that either because I don't really want any parts of that very, very minuscule payment program that can go on. It's ridiculous, the robbery that's been happening to people's content because they've been ignorant for many years on it. Now everybody's kind of hip to it, but it still isn't. It's a fraction of the percent of what it probably should be. That's why it's better to just irrigate and have your own ecosystem.
Throwing away, you're blowing the whistle.
Yep, absolutely. Josh well said. That's why you are genius level intelligence and is always on display. So look, get in on that. But no, we should have done it. We're going to do it. I'm thinking we're going to have to get a date here and get rocking. And I feel like July 1, Josh, is a day. Since it's right here, you could line it up and start saying something about a 250. I feel like, hey, business owners, why don't we have ads here? I might do a situation with you wrapped around the $2.50 ad. How about that?
Yeah, it's kind of like
just get 1,000 of them boys.
An early prelim to Independence Day.
What? You heard it. Seriously. Get the app, people. Search Savvy Space TV. App Store, Google Play, and so forth. We're working on this Google Play thing, too, because I think we discovered something with the Android people yesterday. Something about the updating. So, see, we're in kink mode. That's why we're not having a big to-do and doing a lot of yelling and shouting to everyone, all right? But still, you guys are here, so you're in the family, so we're going to share it with you. That's why you're knowing, because you're on this. It's not universal knowledge. It's not public knowledge yet like that. So, thank you very much. But thank you for being with us. 877-909-1007 is how you text us, because Josh said you can do it. Phone lines open. Andy Sanzada here. Now we're going to add the quarterback to the situation. Didn't know he was going to pop up on it. I think we might have riled him up, Josh. Also on the phone lines. All guest calls brought to you by the Wake Up Call line. He is, again, as I mentioned, John Norjeski. What's up, sir? What's going on, man? Appreciate the call. What suits your fancy on the surprise entrance? What's going on, man? You're upset.
Gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for taking my call today. I didn't think I was going to get an opportunity, Sab, so I thank you for in this last 11th hour, if you will, phone call. But what are we even? I heard the last little segment that I got. I jumped in the car and I heard it.
Oh, was it the women?
Doing?
The women thing? Was it the women thing?
What is the WNBA doing? Yes. What are they doing, Sab? And I heard your response of like, we grew up in an elk of it more physical and could it be any of that? There's a reason the NBA isn't physical like that anymore.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
nobody
that's a good
wants
point.
that. And nobody, there's a reason why, if that were to happen to a superstar in the NBA today, that person would not be suspended one game. He might be suspended a year. You can't take a chokehold to their star money cash cow person in the league. That it is the most egregious. First of all, there's a few things that are wrong with it. Well, number one, they wouldn't even call a foul in the game. That's crazy in itself. Like, what are you looking at?
Right.
I mean, at this point, we might as well make some extra cash and become WNBA officials, because there's nobody. They're just standing out there letting the women call their own fouls. Secondly, it gets upgraded a day later to a flagrant 2. That's it? 1 game suspension? Wow. I mean, if I've ever seen any league of any kind try to self-sabotage themselves,
right?
And I'm on the train with a lot of other people. I think Caitlin should pack her bags, go overseas, say, screw you, WNBA, I'm out of here, and watch and see what happens. I just cannot believe the audacity of the leadership of this situation. It's just out of control.
No, well said, man. It's John Nowajeski. You heard Andy Sanzada just before that. The fella's not feeling it. So it's interesting. Different schools of thought, because you know what I mean? I was talking to my ball players earlier, right? These guys was just kind of, they chalked it up into the game too, to a certain extent. Like, come on. And again, I feel like all things here are true. There can be some of it. There's in the game. I think that John's correct. I think that Andy makes a point. You know, nobody is really trying to see the ladies really doing that anyway. I don't know a lot of people who just enjoy women coming to like physical combat anyway, especially in a space that's not designed for that. If it's not pugilism arenas, then other than that, there's not too many places in life people are enjoying women getting into physical conflict or of any sort of overt nature. And I think I can definitely get with that. That's not a game that, and again, now I'm a very, very small minority here in all this, because I will watch the games a lot of times. I can just appreciate the basketball that's happening because of the design. Women have a tendency to play it that way. They're not high flyers. They can't do a lot of some of the showmanship aspects that we look for from the men. And so, but there's part of me that appreciates that just a little bit. And again, I'm betting on it. So at the end of the day, that's me, but I'm different. That's a small percent. Like Andy said, I don't think it's a high volume, but I don't know, fellas. They in these arenas, though. They're in these games. Selling these games out.
We're missing the overall point, though. Could you imagine Wemby on the ground being pinned by the neck? A huge brawl. People would have been coming out of the stands unglued in that situation. The benches would have cleared if that would have happened in the NBA to their superstar, to whomever they anoint.
No, I get you. That was Monty's thing. We're her teammates too. When some of this is happening too, we can clear up a lot of that. We can return some of that.
Yeah,
but
that's not how, to Andy's point, that's not how women handle things, Sav.
Yeah.
And her teammate, that's just not how it's done. They got to have a meeting in the, afterwards, and I'm sure they're all together in the lunchroom and all those type of things. I don't even know how they handle those things, but that would have been out of control. That would have been a Malice in the Palace situation.
Yeah, it could get,
off.
Yeah, you can't have some of that, man. Talking to the fellas here, Andy Sanzada, John Nowajeski here. But all right, fellas, let's move on, man. Let me turn to some other things here. Like I said, that was just one. It was interesting that we went the course of everything, and you actually have the fallout of punishment, and to whatever that's going to speak to moving on with this league and everything else. They certainly don't need these type of headlines other than, just great games and maybe great finishes like you got the other night on that 30th anniversary. You need a lot more of that, and certainly none of this. But okay, let me jump to the World Cup real quick, fellas. Hadn't really touched on that much today, but the U.S. getting ready to get back at it tonight. Now, a lot of the conversation, guys probably won't be at full throttle with respect to the roster, but then there's a certain level of mind state that says, these guys should keep running, though. You want to keep the physical momentum, just your body, your mind, and everything else based on the schedule you had. We get it. The stakes aren't what you thought they would be at this juncture, but nonetheless, do we just go ahead and approach that thing and again, try to stay on what we've been showing in the United States and sort of just, again, maybe attack it in a very uniform fashion. But I know there's some consideration, special guys, and again, I know there's injury concern. But Sam, man, let me start with you, man, and jump back to our World Cup conversation here, though. And I just think still it's an opportunity, though, for the U.S., isn't it, though, to kind of just really stay on par, man, because they've been impressive.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying yesterday, you know, Pacheco has to find a balance tonight. He's got to be able to allow them to play, to stay in condition for the tournament. But, you know, this is a team that has nothing to play for in your opponent. And if there's any type of ill will towards America whatsoever in their country, you know, they could be out to injure guys purposely. And you have to pay attention to that. So I don't think, hopefully, you know, in the world of football, in the world of soccer, they would act like that.
Right.
But you never know. And you can't take that chance, because if anybody from that starting roster gets hurt, Team USA's chances of advancing go down dramatically. You know, Pulisic says he wants to play tonight to test it. I don't think he should. I think that would be a massive mistake. That's the one guy I would say just get in front of him and don't let him put his cleats on. You know, other than that, do what you want with the team, but keep Pulisic off the field tonight.
Ski, you agree with that, or you just shut a lot of guys down tonight and you sort of just pass this off? And you figure too, these Turks, these guys are going to still bring a level of intensity because these guys are playing for pride. They haven't won. Things have certainly gone entirely backward to what they anticipated. So you expect an effort tonight that could be a little bit, you know, contradictory, like Andy was saying. You know, maybe you don't put guys not out here with these boys.
USA has nothing to gain by winning this game. So at the end of the day, Turkey has everything to win, if you will. These two teams were supposed to be fighting. This game right here was supposed to be being played for who was going to win this group, and that's already been decided. You know, in listening, and I'm by no means an expert in soccer. So when I hear that the Turkish people and the Turkey, there's a lot of pride on the line, like you just said, Sav, I think they come out and they try to embarrass us. So I think you're going to see a maximum effort from Turkey. I just don't think, I mean, you're going to have 4 guys from the U.S. that already have yellow cards that are definitely not playing. You're going to see a lot of guys playing tonight for the U.S. that probably won't see very many minutes throughout the rest of the World Cup. So you might see a little bit of energy from that. But if I'm a gambling person, I take the over on whatever the goals are for sure, because I think it's going to be high scoring, and I take Turkey to win this.
All right, people, Black and White Sports. We'll come back, try to finish this thing in a solid fashion, talking to the quarterback, man, and the Sandman. All right, sit tight.
Want wagers that win? Weekdays will walk you to the window. Tune into Best Bets on Black and White Sports, 4 to 6 p.m. on ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
Attention, America. Reports are coming in that freedom levels are running dangerously high at his store and more in Temperance. That's right. While some folks celebrate America with hot dogs and backyard cookouts, the true patriots know freedom smells a little like premium cigars and new gear. At his store and more, you'll find an incredible selection of premium cigars, tactical gear, flashlights, knives, and unique items you didn't know you needed until you walked through the door.
I came in for one cigar.
And
I left with a flashlight, a knife, and enough confidence to grill in sandals.
That's the American dream. Whether you're shopping for dad, gearing up for summer, or just exercising your constitutional right to buy cool stuff, his store and more has you covered. Visit his store and more at 7325 Lewis Avenue in Temperance, Michigan, and discover why freedom-loving folks keep coming back. His store and more, where freedom, cigars, gear, and good times come together.
Upgrading to a smart home? Only Vivint offers a fully integrated smart home system. Every device works together seamlessly. Call Vivint now and get free professional installation, $200 off your initial order, and 0% APR financing for up to 60 months. Plus, you can get 24/7 professional monitoring for as little as $1 a day. Upgrade your home to a Vivint Smart Home. For your free quote, call
800-853-6497.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available.
Call now, toll free, 800-558-5635.
Available on qualifying order.
Maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation. Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now.
800-580-6475.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging.
Viagra, $2 a pill, $99 minimum order. Call 800-925-5313.
Cafe, there. $65. Kitchenette, large flat screen TVs. Also, annual memberships are packed with perks. Then there's Havana Cigar Outlet in Norwalk, the warmest cigar lounge in Northern Ohio. We're talking a huge public lounge, plus a beautiful private lounge with 2 massive 70-inch TVs, open 24/7, 365, plus annual memberships packed with perks. Try out their Great Lakes cigar, made in Nicaragua and only available at Havana Cigar Outlet, North Coast Cigar, and the Cigar Affair in Maumee. Go ahead, light up at your new favorite spot, North Coast Cigar in Port Clinton or Havana Cigar Outlet in Norwalk.
Searching for the best place to get both classic and creative pizzas? Visit Pizza Cat and build your pizza as weird as you want it. Earn perks towards future orders by visiting pizzacat.com. Now with 2 Toledo locations, one on Monroe Street and one on McCord. Pizza Cat, keep pizza weird.
No cats have ever been harmed in the making of this pizza.
Black and White Sports.
Whatever it was that I said about you, no matter how harsh it was also the truth. You can spend time barking back at me or you can fix it. Don't be mad at the rest. I'm saying you travel.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
All right, it's been a hell of a day here, I think. If I do think again, my damn self, on this Thursday. Wonderful day outside, is back hot as hell again. And looks like this whole thing might sort of continue here as we get set for another holiday weekend that you all will be out here acting up over, and I won't be joining you. But no, it's all good, man. Celebrate the nation. Do what you got to do. Whatever, the books say, whatever the people wrote down, the story that they told you, that we keep finding out somehow it doesn't add up to everything that we were sitting in class hearing. But hey, not here for that today. Just here to get up out of here one last time. Andy Sanzada's here. John Nowajeski is here. Appreciate the fellas, man, rocking and rolling like they do. Last time, before we get out of here, too, let me ask everybody this. And I don't know if, Andy, this wouldn't apply to you, but John, I don't know if you've seen this, maybe on the Facebook, what have you. Man, look, who in the hell are these people? Because I've seen at least 3 posts myself. Who the hell is in Toledo talking about Albert Bell is not getting ready to win this championship belt? Or whatever we got going on the 4th. The fight is happening. If I'm not mistaken, we're in Cleveland with this. I know it is going to be streamed on the Zone, all the rest of this stuff and everything. So I don't understand. What's this energy? Is this real? Are we just talking? Is this just people playing games? I'm silly because I'm usually late on the Facebook and all the social, and I'm not really up to par when it comes to this stuff. I never know how serious to take things.
Yeah.
Who is saying this?
Anthony Broner, like I have seen this. I have seen this. What is wrong with people? Typical, back your Toledo guy. I mean, I just don't. It's ludicrous.
Man, come on, man. Whoever, I don't know what it is or what anybody would be on that about. Like I said, when we get into these moments, it does not matter if you are a resident of the vicinity. I need you to act happy. Please. Even if you have to pretend, because you guys are great actors. When you want to pretend to be genuine, you guys are good as hell. So do that same thing. Even if you don't love Prince and you want him to get his block knocked off, well, whatever. Pretend like you don't. All right? But don't let anybody hit, man. That's not the energy we need. It's a spirit thing, man. Let's go get this doggone money. This man been fighting. The boy is 28-0, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I've been around him for the entire thing since the amateurs, the whole thing, man.
The real question is, I want the man to get a real shot. I want the man to get a real bona fide shot. I think he's earned it by now.
Well,
that's the problem with boxing. He's more than earned it. That's why boxing has fell off and UFC has pushed ahead. Because the promoters and the shadiness that happens behind the scenes, there's too many people like him or love him about Dana White with the UFC. He controls that situation, and there's
the people get what they want, what they hope for.
Right.
But here's the thing, Ski. Here's the thing.
Correct.
You see, boxing plays this game though, because we can. Again, now everybody sells us the marketing angle. We all love it. We always say, bottom line. Well, the thing is, very difficult to sell in boxing anymore. Now, watch this. Let me show you guys the cultural aspect, what used to be okay and what's now not. Now, everybody must be perfect. If you guys want to call it maybe how we liken it to like LeBron in basketball and when he came along, culture shift, well, Floyd Mayweather was very similar. And then you get into the undefeated culture and it becomes very important and very instrumental to stay that way, to market that way, to be sold as a fighter that way. That law, see, when we grew up, fellas, once again, Andy, John, we came up in a time the best was fighting the best. See, that's why they loved the boxing and why that was the golden age of the middleweight division and all those things, and the Haglers and the Hearns and the Ray Leonards and even the Ali to that extent on the heavyweight level and the Nortons and the Foremans. All this stuff is because if you the baddest man and they say that, well, I got to come see you. That's not today's mentality. So in the politics of what you're describing, John, and a guy like Albert Bell, see, because here's the truth, fellas and everybody, a lot of people don't want to fool with Prince. Like, Prince is not a brawler. Like, some of you want him to be a brawler, and he's not. That's not what he does. But in terms of what we do with the craft, what is the science about? He's very elusive and good at not getting hit, and he delivers a lot of precision. He's efficient though too. So
surgical,
and a lot of people don't want to fight him because again, it's not an easy out with this guy. You would think it is, but it's not. And I watched him. I see what he does. It took me a while to catch it because early years, I wasn't really getting it. I was more concerned for Prince. I used to be almost fearful when he got on to a situation where it was a lion and somebody trying to smother him and wouldn't get off him. And I can see he just is slick. The boy is slick with it, man. And
Hey,
like you
listen,
said,
Tab.
it could be his
Yeah.
time. It is what it is.
Hey, all these guys making comebacks. I'd like to see my fellow alum from Bowser make a comeback, to be quite honest.
Well, that's a whole
man-
different avenue, though. You talking about a physical?
I know.
That's a whole different. That's a whole different thing.
I know, Seth, but
you know,
in this day
so
and age, when there's nostalgia and guys making it back to the ring and this, that, and the other, I think that man. I think we all know who we're talking about.
well, but it's an injury. You got to
move.
Ski, you got to understand it's an injury. Like it's one of them things. I think
I know.
it's not an option.
Sure.
It's not an option. It's like, and that makes the story that much heavier and that much more intense when you start thinking about there's a spiritual component there. And so again, I got to see this too. I heard there's a piece out here and he's talking about it though. He's the first time ever he's talking about it. I don't know the platform of, I hadn't heard of it, but again, I know it's out there and I have to see it before I can really assess if it was done and gets to what really should be asked. And I'll see, I hope they do. And I hear him talking about the incident, but I don't know. There's some elements there that probably should be discussed when it comes to that. But nonetheless, it's about Albert right now. Albert is the man in the moment and at this time. And it's unfortunate if anybody is not somehow resigned to the energy that is of go handle your business, big dog, and do what you are, again, destined to do. And so, I just respect him being able to stay focused over the years or what have you. You know what I mean? Because his paths, again, when we talk about these politics and these things and these parts of all of this you guys don't want to hear, Albert is certainly a part of that. And here's the memo Josh is just handing me. I'm upset. 2 parlays just up in smoke. Okay. Again, Germany has just pooted away. They've been beaten 2-1 by Ecuador. And
there's still, it's in the 90th minute.
it's not
It's not quite over yet. There's a couple minutes.
Yes, it is. It's over. All right, fellas, it's over. It's damn over. Let me do this before we get out of here, though, today. I'm going to give the people a few picks, though. But let me come back to the fellas. Andy, let me ask you this, man. Appreciate you, man, hanging there. We didn't forget you, brother. What say you, because, again, this was kind of the topic of conversation all day. Just any comments on the LaMelo Ball thing, man? Ant-Man, the combination of that. And I do think there's more dealings coming with the Timberwolves, but I'm not mad at this man with McDaniels. Again, Gobert now as a defensive anchor actually heightens with this addition and them being able to change the style of play. That's going to be an entirely different pivot, but I like it. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I think it's a fantastic move. I think it's exactly what they needed to do to make Anthony Edwards happy and keep him around because obviously he's the whole franchise going forward. This started when they traded away Julius Randle. That told me that they were looking to change the style of game they wanted to play, change the roster look they wanted to have. I didn't know at the time LaMelo was an option. But it sounds like, the two of them combined, in a guard-dominant league, you've got 2 of the best. So I think it's a great move for Minnesota. I think they have one of the best coaches in the league in Chris Finch anyways. So he'll be able to adjust very well and look for them to be, potentially have home court in the playoffs next year.
How dangerous are they, Ski?
I think they're very dangerous now. They got another playmaker that can take some pressure off Ant-Man, and I think he'll welcome that. Huge, and I agree with you. They're not done making moves because they had to make a move. The Timberwolves had to make a move. They were stuck. They couldn't go anywhere unless they made the move like this.
Yeah, and I think on a certain level, and obviously at this point, again, hindsight, I don't think that you really liked making the Cat Towns move now. You certainly didn't think that was going to pan out like that in New York. You thought you were setting New York up. That's what you thought. Minnesota thought they were being clever. And that certainly had them, like we said, in a position to really rethink a few things around here. So but excellent start. That's always the best move. Get rid of Julius Randle. That's always your best first start to a rebuild. Think about it. Take it back to the Lakers.
Yeah.
First move. Move Julius Randle, and we off and running. So there you go. All right, man, fellas. Hey, man, I appreciate you guys, man. Ski definitely, man, popping in. I'm glad Caitlin Clark and the ladies could amp you up, make you jump in here today. Certainly appreciate that. And Sam, man, hell of a job today. Let me do this on the way out of here now, because now I'm concerned about my picks, people. I feel like it's one of the days, play against me, because Germany was on my list. They've ruined everything. I did have these the Ivory Coast boys, though, Josh. I did have them.
Yeah,
Did they win? They won. I think they won.
Yeah, well, actually, it's they're an extra time, 3 minutes add to the 90, so they're up 2-0 on Curacao.
Okay, see, yeah, so maybe I got some traction. Oh boy, I don't know. Japan smells funny tonight, people. Japan being the heaviest favorite tonight, I guess, next to the Netherlands. That's pretty, that's a different type of favorite. But in terms of competitive conversation, this Japan thing tonight, I don't know. That's going to end up in a draw tonight for some reason. I think that's what that is, because that's a good number. You might want to look at that. And same thing with Paraguay and Australia, I think it is tonight. That's another one that has a potential draw written all over that. MLB, let's see, I'm going Blue Jays tonight, again, because I like Toronto in the W. Once again, I think I missed it the other night. It wasn't it. Tonight is the night. I think both Toronto situations go off. I don't love the New York thing tonight. I think the Yankees, Mets, and Liberty lose. That's just me. But again, to play it safe, I'd look at Boston with the run line, as well as the Cubs run line with that situation. And again, the Liberty, man, I don't like it. Some smells very funny with that. So there you go. And Zaya Cook. Zaya Cook getting minutes too, people. She'll be on the floor tonight. We like her in 2 spots. Get her 5+ points tonight and at least 1+3. Zaya Cook on the board. Put that in.
Oh, one thing real quick from the second round of the draft last night, Bruce Thornton is going to Houston. What do you think?
I don't, Josh. I'm sorry. I don't have anything. I guess I'll have to tell you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, fellas. Thank you very much. All right. So for everybody in here today, okay, Grant Maxey. All right, Max Dollars, man. Hit him up on his socials, man. Appreciate the young dog coming through. Monty Features in the low post. John Ski, man, at the snap and in the shotgun, or under snap, under center, at the snap, on the snap, all the rest of that, man, and snapping back. That was Ski, man, in the building. And also, to the sad man, Andy Sanzada was here today, man. Thank you, one and all. And, of course, Josh Burnham, the infamous man, holding the thing together. I am Andre of the Savages. Please be kind, be respectful, be nice. Never cheat on your wife, everybody. Handle your business today.
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.